Okay, so I've got a little quick foot workout video for you to do today. Quite a few people questioned what should they do to train their feet. I've got 3 exercises for you to do today. A few props, I've got a slider, I've got a ball, and I'm going to use a wall. That's all you're going to need, so let's get into it. Okay, so we're going to do a clockwork matrix drill. So I call it a clockwork, so I want you to imagine you're on a clock face. I'm using a slider for this. The reason I'm using a slider is so the emphasis can't be to put weight on this foot. If I put weight on the foot, I'm going to kind of lose control. All right, so we're going to do this. We're going to go for 60 seconds on my left foot in this position. So I'm going to start off by just sliding out towards 12. Going to slide towards 1. Going to slide towards 2. Going to slide towards 3. And you can see that as I'm starting to slide round the clock face, I'm actually twisting my body. The more I twist, the more I'm asking my foot to pronate and manage force as it's kind of pronating in. As I get back to 6 o'clock, I'm going to just roll back straight. Again, every time I do a rep, I'm keeping my center of mass over this front leg. That means my body is having to adapt to the load through the tripod because I've got 3 points of contact. If I wanted to stimulate more pure tripod and no pronation, what I would do is keep my body pointing forward and still ask different movements. Like so. I can come around here, is going to be asking more supination. I'm starting to roll to the outside of this foot, like so. And we're going to switch feet. Okay. The same thing again. Just going to start to come around that clock face. Again, the more I twist in, like so, the more I'm actually pronating the foot. Okay. The more I twist out this way, I'll start to create that foot supination movement as I roll to the outside of the foot. If I want to work more straight tripod loading, I'm just going to try to keep my weight and my hips pointing forwards, even as I start to move. So I feel my foot doing a lot of work here. And again, there's no right or wrong way to go. It's about you finding the angles that need work for you, keeping that weight over the foot. Twisting targets more pronation. If I twist in, twisting out, more supination. We need all like so. So again, using the clock face matrix, this time I've got a ball. So now all I'm going to do is start to roll the ball to different positions, and what I'm going to try to do is see how far I can roll the ball away from me. So I've picked an angle, I'm kind of going at about 230, and I'm literally going to see how far can it go. Back up, pick another angle, I'll try and aim for about 1 o'clock. Okay. And I'm basically having a look at what's the physical furthest away I can actually get this ball to move. Okay, so a lot of single leg loading here, really asking this foot to adapt. I'm going to twist round. This will probably be my last position. And again, if you're really struggling with this, you could hold on a little bit, because if you're holding on, you'll take away the balance in the proprioceptive demand, but you'll still train the strength into the foot muscles. So again, if you can't balance like this, just hold on, and it's a really good workout. I'm going to switch feet. Again, so I'm not so good on this one. I'm going to have to really pay attention. So I'm going to go off to about 11. And again, I'm going to try and get as far as I can and hold. See how I freeze in the position. I'm going to come out a little bit. See if I get across. Again, I'm going for what's the furthest I can move it out. And back in. Wonderful. Oh, I lost control. So what makes it fun, it's almost like a little game. I'm going to roll it back. Oh, lost control, just saved it, I still got the ball. And again, hold and come back in. So again, if you're finding it hard to balance, just hold on to something, grab a little stick or something. It's going to really help, and yet you're still going to start to develop that strength in the foot and through the lower limb. So this exercise I call a supination raise, and we're basically looking at improving supination loading in the foot. To do it is very simply, you're going to stand next to a wall, and what I want you to do is I want you to kind of lean some weight forward. You're trying to shift the pivot point from your heel more into what's called your 1st and 5th met head, so the ball of your big toe and the ball of your little toe. Okay, and you're just going to learn to lean in and shift that weight. It's very, very important that as you're leaning forward, you don't just keep the weight on all 3 aspects of the foot. So my heel is in contact here and I'm not starting supination. I'm going to rock forwards. Okay, so I'm into the ball of my 1st met head, and the ball of my 5th met head as well. And from here, I'm just going to spend some time, okay? Once you get comfortable as feeling those 2 points load, we're going to start doing a bit more rocking and loading. The key here is I'm not just trying to do a calf raise, I'm trying to lean my weight forward to tap into the mechanics of the foot coming into supination, okay? And every time I come up, I'm looking to feel that weight between my 1st and 5th met head. Once you've got comfortable at feeling that weight between the 1st and 5th met head, what we're going to do is come up to a point where you can feel both in contact on the ground. And then from here, you're going to just start to shift the weight. So I'm shifting my weight purposefully out to the 5th met head. It's a little toe. And I'm going to shift the weight back into the 1st met head. I'm going to shift that weight back out. And each time you want to practice coming back to where you feel balanced load between the two. I'm going to shift that weight out, shift it back in. Shift that weight out, shift it back in. And the goal is to start to get more comfortable at feeling where the balance is between the two. So here I feel very strong between the 1st and 5th. Here I don't feel any on my 5th. Here there's no weight going through the 1st. So I'm just starting to get used to what that feels like. Easy progression from here, just single leg. Just doing exactly the same exercise. Again, I'm just leaning my weight forwards, getting used to the different positions. That's more 1st, more 5th. This is balance.